What's up, everybody? In case you don't know, you know now that you are tuning into the Thomas Take Sports Podcast preview show live on Spreaker.com, Facebook, Twitter at Thomas Takeover, and, of course, the official Thomas Take Sports Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Ryan Thomas, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I want to let you in on what to expect for today's show. Today, the show starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 in the East, 2 in the West. For those of you that are tuning in from the West Coast, those of you that are tuning in on the East Coast, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, live from 1 Buffalo, New York. I'm going to be bringing you a lot of the latest sports headlines, and really I want you guys to expect the unexpected. I have a very, very interesting take on each and every one of these subjects, and let's just run right down the set list for this week's show, Tuesday, May 29th. If you have not subscribed to the official Thomas Take Sports Podcast YouTube channel, please do so. It would be awesome if you did. I would really appreciate it. You'd be able to get instant access to the show. As soon as I go live, you'll be emailed, you'll be notified on YouTube. It's awesome, and I really love communicating with each and every one of the viewers and listeners. And today I will have to riff on a lot of different sports headlines, the NFL's new anthem policy, as I mentioned before. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Darren Till took place in Liverpool on Sunday. A very controversial decision. I'm going to give you my take on that, as well as the career and the legacy of the now retired Michael the Count Bisping. Actually, for this show, I was going to dive into whether or not Bisping should retire, and spoiler alert, I was going to say he should retire, but I'm going to obviously give a new spin to this news as far as Bisping, calling it a career, a great career indeed, a 15-year career that had a lot of ups and downs, peaks and valleys, one that is heavily respected inside the mixed martial arts circles, and I'm going to give my take on that, as well as the Boston Red Sox making the sudden move to designate for assignment former Boston Red Sox first baseman, now former Boston Red Sox first baseman Hanley Ramirez. Why do I believe the Boston Red Sox made this move? Tune in at 5 o'clock. I will riff on each and every one of these topics inside the wide world of sports. I'm going to get started with the NFL anthem policy, which I'm sure will take up a little bit of the show. No doubt about that. A lot to talk about with that news, as well as the other topics. Thompson versus Till, the decision. What were my thoughts on Darren Till's performance? What were my thoughts on the fight? What were my thoughts on Darren Till as a whole throughout this entire weekend? Missing weight and then winning this fight. What's next for Wonderboy? What's next for Till? And obviously, my take on the career of Michael Bisping and the designation from assignment. As the Red Sox decided to designate Hanley Ramirez for assignment this past weekend. Tune in on YouTube at 5, and then I'm going to be hopping on the Thomas Take Sports Podcast Facebook page for After the Thomas Take, which is a new after-episode show in which I log on to the Thomas Take Sports Podcast Facebook page, go live, and communicate with you, the viewers and listeners, and take your questions. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope to see you there at 5. That was the Thomas Take Sports Podcast preview show, May 29th, 2018, 5 o'clock. Tune in, do not miss it, and subscribe to the Thomas Take Sports Podcast YouTube channel, as well as like the Facebook page, as well as follow me on Twitter at Thomas Takeover.